nothing worse than a runny nose when the wind's blowing in your face. Ah, dear. Well, I've been coming to this place for about 7 years, and I've always found that it's pretty good for wildlife. There's lots of bird life about, and it's good for deer as well. I'll be putting up a nighthawk hide, one of those tent hides tonight, and leaving it for 24 hours. Hopefully it won't get stolen or vandalised, and I'll put back tomorrow evening. Forecast says there's going to be a bit of sun tomorrow afternoon, but they don't always get it right, unfortunately. But it'd be really cool if I could get some nice pictures of deer from the hide. The good thing, leaving the hide for 24 hours gives a chance of the deer to get used to the hide being there. And once they do get used to that, it makes it a little bit easier to creep up on them, as it were. Right. When we get the hide up, I'll tell you what happened to my landscape challenge. It didn't happen, and there's a very good reason for it not happening. I'll tell you about it a bit later on. I'm going to do a Morton Hilmer. I'm going to go, coffee.
Yeah.
Well, it's up. It doesn't take any putting up at all, really. It's a great little hide. Only cost me £70, $69.99, and I've had it for about nearly 5 years, and they said it would last. I should get a season out of it. It should be okay for a year. Well, there's no marks, there's no scratches, all the zips work. It's fine, so I've had a real good deal with for £70. Isn't it funny how things always taste better when you're outside? That coffee is absolutely amazing. If anybody's ever watched Morton Hilmer, he goes on a bit about his coffee.
Yeah.
Great channel to watch, Morton Hilmer's Wildlife. Brilliant. I'm inspired by him every time I see him. He goes out filming polar bears in the Arctic, and I'm in a field photographing deer, which is not quite as adventurous, but probably a lot more safe. It's exciting for a young man, you know, it's a good challenge, whereas I prefer photographing raptors and deer and things in the local forest. Although I had been looking at YouTube quite a lot, and I've been getting familiar with lots of landscape photographers, and it sort of given me a bug to go out and to try and do some serious landscapes. And we all know what happened with the dog having a fit in the car. She just does not like travelling, does not like being inside cars. And I didn't know that when I got her. I got her from a rescue home, and she's a lovely dog in so many ways. It's good and bad in people and dogs and in everything. The fact that I'm never going to be able to take her in a car with me is a bit of a drawback. But as most of my work is within 2 or 3 miles, I can leave her at home and she's quite happy. She'll just sleep for a little while till I get back. But we were out in the meadow here 2 days ago, and we were just about almost in the same position as we are now, and I noticed out the corner of my eye there was a small herd of deer coming out of the woods there, and she was beside me, and I've got her trained in a very short while. When she sees a deer, she will drop to the floor, and she was absolutely silent. She didn't whimper, she didn't whine, she she did great, absolutely great. So that was the good aspect of the dog. She's really good with animals. I got all my gear together. I was tents and supplies and food and camera equipment, gear, the lenses, everything, all arranged. Locations were arranged so that we could go. The plan was to take just landscape photographs, and we'd not got past about 10 miles when the dog started to act strange. It's the first time I've ever had in a car for any length distance. It was only about 10 miles and she started to whimper a little bit. By the time we got to 20 miles, she was frothing at the mouth and panicking, her eyes were bulging, she was screaming loud, and I thought she was going to have a heart attack or a stroke or something, so I got back to the house as quickly as I could with her, and it took her 24 hours to get over it. She avoids the car now. Even walking past it, she goes to the other side of the street to go and buy the car. But will not have the car at any cost. I was in the woods day before yesterday, the time when we saw the deer, and the first time in my life I've actually seen a palomino deer, like almost. It was almost like an albino, but it wasn't fully albino. I'll let you have a look at it and see what you think. It was very, very strange to see a roe deer, a white one, in among a lot of brown, normally coloured white-tailed ones. But that was a fascinating experience. And then I went on to Google to check the white roe deer out, and it says there are white deer, but they are extremely rare and not many people see them. So I consider myself very lucky that I managed to get to one within 30 metres of a one, which was really nice. In fact, when we were sat almost, as I say, in the same position here, the white one was walking straight towards me. It didn't see me because I didn't move and I had the camouflage gear on, and it kept getting closer and closer, and I thought, this is great. I was getting some marvellous shots, but I didn't want to startle it. I didn't want it to get that close that when it recognised me it would bolt. So I started making little noises so that and it did work. It stopped, the deer stopped, and you could hear it listening, and it turned round and went away. Well, I did a vlog to the camera, and I must have been speaking for about half an hour before I realised the camera wasn't switched on. And it was so much better than what I've just said now. It was always the way. I've been sitting here in the middle of a field talking to myself to a camera for half an hour, and you must never give in, must never give in. I'm never giving in as far as YouTube's concerned. I have approaching almost 800 subscribers, and my ambition is to get to 1,000. Well, everyone's told me the first 1,000 is the slowest, and it's taken a long time to get up to the 1,000, although of late the subscribers have been coming in pretty quickly, relatively quickly. So I'm hoping to get 1,000 subscribers, and that will allow me to become monetized so I can make a few pounds. I mean, nobody, unless they're doing really well, makes a lot of money from YouTube. They are the millionaires at the end who are getting millions of views, and you've got people at my end who are hardly being seen at all, who are making pennies. It's not so much the money, it's the fact of having achieved that 1,000 subscribers in order for me to be able to monetize the video. So if there's anybody out there would like to subscribe to me, please do. You don't have to watch me, you don't have to like me. If you could just help me get to that 1,000 subscribers, that would be brilliant. And if you do enjoy it, that's great. I appreciate you watching my videos. If you subscribe, it's free of charge. It is no cost whatsoever. Just in order to get my subscriptions up to 1,000. If you can do that for me, you don't need to watch the video. You never need to look at me again. If you like the videos, and if you do, you're welcome. Or you're always welcome to come along to the Alanscott show and have a look at the disasters, because I do quite a lot of disaster relief work. Not meant to be disasters. We have some good days, but there's always challenges that happen. Lacey, oh, you're there. Good lass. All right. The problem is in the summertime, when it's warm and it's sunny, it really does get warm in here. I've seen me down to my underpants. It's a good job of photographing remote areas, because I could probably get done for indecent exposure. But it's true, the heat in the winter, in the summertime, when the sun's beating down on the canvas, it's horrendous. This little meadow here is absolutely an amazing place. It's less than half a mile from my house. You just literally cross one field and then you come into the start of the edge of the wood. And this little place, hardly anybody ever comes into this field. I've never ever seen another person in this field in 7 years. It might be because there are huge potholes. I mean, I've gone over a few times, twisted ankles and stuff like that, but you've just to be careful when moving around. But it's wild. I remember when I met by accident the landowner is Mrs. Atkinson, and she come running across the field. She's quite an elderly lady. "What are you doing in my field?" I says, "I'm just shooting." "You're not shooting, you're not shooting. My dear, these are my deer. I'm a conservationist." And I said, "I'm shooting photographs." That's fine. I said, "I actually thought this field belonged to a farmer who owns the next field, who I've got permission from." And when I explained that, she said that was fine, but when I said I was shooting, and she screamed at me, "No, you're not shooting my deer." Oh dear. But I've taken many shots of the deer and the grouse and the pheasants and kestrel. There's lots and lots of wildlife here, and it's really, this is my little haven. This is great. I love it.